What's cracking, people? No way to the temple. And us here, and welcome back to Eggplace. And the last one, I went on a bit of a tirade. Well, I'd say tirade. I took a. Ooh, been a while since we had one of these hit us. I went down memory lane about my arachnophobia because I had nothing else to talk about. And in this one, we have the Dark Curse activating again after a long time away. So you know what that means. Gotta go through a gauntlet, kill all the enemies, and yeah. So yeah, you know we've done this song again before. Just survive the enemy onslaught. You're gonna be dealing with multiple ways. So don't think that one bar going down really fast is gonna be it, because they are gonna be coming at you hard and fast. Save your health rechargers for when you need them. Take care of the enemies as they come through, and go from there. What I would prioritize doing is taking out the phantoms. I don't believe they call phantoms, but I would prioritize taking those out first, because once again they have their Scream Nuke, as I call it, that does a lot of damage, and you don't want to get caught by that. You don't. I'm going to eventually forget. It's going to hurt like crazy, but you don't want them to do it, because if they do it too many times, because once they're enough to gather around and they can perform the attack, well, there's actually a lot of them here. Oh crap. Okay. So yeah, once enough can get around and they can start performing the attack, you are not gonna have a moment's rest. Okay, I am running very, very low on health. Okay, can I avoid doing this? Let me be careful here. Nope, no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. So we're gonna show this off. Items. We have regeneration upgrade. We'll get into those in a second. So we need 150,000. Okay, well, I really need is just healing. So I'm gonna show this off once. 50 souls to heal. It doesn't give you a full heal, but it does heal up. But you did see that the price went up. Every time you buy a health, a healing or a rage, the cost of it goes up. So once again, so think of it like this. So think of it like this. You probably have played at this point. I imagine some of you have played Bayonetta. Okay, nope. Can't have you guys doing that. Play either Bayonetta or okay, I am getting toe up from the flow up here. You probably play Bayonetta or Devil May Cry. In both of those game series, if you use any like support items, you automatically go down in rank. Like the game penalizes you, because if you are truly as stylish as the characters you're playing as, you wouldn't have to rely on using support items. Your skill will carry you through. That's the whole point of the skill system, of the grading system. X-Blaze does something a little bit differently. You don't have a grading system. Instead, what you have is you have your item shop and your point system. Like I believe in Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, the price of items never go up, and in Bayonetta's case, you can always craft your own items. What X-Blaze does is that if you get to a point where you need help and you have to purchase an item, it goes up. The price of that item goes up, and you gotta deal with the consequences. So you either are good, so you either use it in a pinch, or I was wrong about the soul score. Apparently is dependent entirely on the enemy you kill. So certain enemies give out certain rewards. Okay, I'm about to die here. I'm about to die. those it goes up by twice, so be careful to use it. This section I remember usually always giving me problems, even on Proud mode. It's only because of those dragonfly enemies. Not even gonna lie, the dragonfly enemies always give me trouble, and you can't do any bullet damage to them unless you've augmented your weapon elemental. Otherwise, you're okay. There's someone flying a fireball. Oh, it's a mini one of those things. Okay, I can handle that. Luckily his don't help. You gotta be careful because they will do damage. But yeah, every time you buy an item, it goes up by twice. It goes up by 2 times. It goes up by the cost of it doubles. So just keep that in mind and be very careful. Okay, so now we're at a point now to where these guys are spawning infinitely, and I have to do something about the Galapagos. Okay, what is going on? Why are they not? Why is that bar not going down? Don't tell me the game's glitched. I don't think it is. Just gotta figure out what to do. Oh, there were health crystals dot about the stage. That would have been nice to know. Okay, come on. Well, I killed one. I killed that one. Is there any more? There's another one. Okay. I think I see what's going on. So we've got a smaller Galapagos that is not as dangerous as the boss we fought earlier. Once again his fire attacks don't home. And I don't believe his melee attacks do as much damage. I think what we're doing is we're going back and forth, killing one after the other, and I think that's where the rest of the health bar comes from. And I'm like, there's no way it's glitched, is it? And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's right. I want you to kill a specific enemy. And I believe this one, not sure if it's the exact same one, or we're just teleporting around. That's definitely a possibility, but yeah, that's something to keep in mind. I knew that the arena had health pickups in there, but I just didn't really know what they were. But yeah, 2 health pickups, so that would have been nice to keep in mind. So yeah. Oh, here's a thing with some souls in it. Okay. Now you can stay here and farm if you want to. We actually had enough for the lightning skill I was trying to get if I didn't need to, you know, buy the ice arrow upgrade, which probably, once again, that's on me. The last part, that's on me. I really just thought that one through. I didn't. Here we go. But yeah, no, I mean, if we find another one, then yeah, I'll definitely use it. But like I said, we're already over halfway there to get up to a 4th upgrade I'm trying to get, so it's not that big a deal. It isn't like less than a level. We got like 40,000. That's how many souls you get as you go through. It's like they give you enough souls to get what you're trying to upgrade Ayumi and make her a powerhouse in terms of skill and ability. Just wish she had a few more combos to combo her game into, because a lot of it is based around using her magic to augment her ability, which I think is actually a pretty neat idea. I mean, really think about how many games you play where you don't really make full use of your abilities. For instance, you know, Devil May Cry, sure, you have your skill-based abilities, and that's the whole point of like games like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta and I believe Metal Gear Rising is another one, and I believe Nier Automata. Like a lot of it is based around making excellent use of your skill as a player, using the in-game mechanics, and using different weapons to make it through your chosen what's the one for here? Make it through your challenge. But how many of them actually encourage you to use your magic? The only game that really comes to mind that I can think of that encourages you to do that outside of an RPG is Jedi Academy, and even then you can get through most of that game without having to use too many of your force abilities. So it's interesting to see a game that puts pretty decent emphasis on using elemental codings and using elemental skills to get through certain attack and to destroy certain enemies. Yeah, I think some of it's complete BS like the elementals, but having enemies like the dragonfly enemies that you have to have an elemental skill equipped definitely makes it more interesting, because it's like okay, you don't have to have a specific elemental skill to do damage, but you do have to have an elemental skill to damage it. And once again, I like Ayumi's design and X-Blaze's take on the idea of the Gunblade. I think a lot of people criticize the Gunblade as a practical weapon, forgetting that in reality, in the real world, there actually was a Gunblade. It was made back when muskets were a thing, so it wasn't really practical because you pretty much got one shot off on it and you have to reload it. But it's like, if you're using a sword, more than likely the enemy's in your face, so the gun part of it is a one-off surprise. The gun part of it is a one-off surprise. You can't really use it more than once, and you're probably not in a position where you can use it more than once. Because more likely, once again, using a sword, they're right in your face. In games like Final Fantasy VIII, which I don't believe introduced the concept of a Gunblade into fantasy. I think the Gunblade's been in fantasy for a very, very long time. But in terms of Final Fantasy VIII, the Gunblade was less of a literal projectile that had a blade on the end. It was it's less of a, hey, let's make the bayonet the main feature of this gun. It was less that and more of, if you saw a blade back and forth, ooh, here's a gold amulet, we got a new melee skill, and our blades look different, got some serrations, several melee strikes, with a powerful ending blow, you receive new gun blades, press X and hold down X while moving in a direction, time is important, so you can kind of see the game kind of slow down there. That basically means that you did that the attack did more damage. You're more likely to end up activating it without really thinking about it. But I mean, it works. Doesn't really add a new animation. It just slows down the current one, so it's just kind of weird. But her gunblades did change. But yeah, Leon's gunblades. The idea is that if you vibrate the blade, it'll cut through your target more easily. It wasn't meant to be an actual projectile, it's meant to vibrate the actual blade, making cuts more clean, I guess. I think that was the idea behind it. There is some logic to the Final Fantasy VIII gunblade. Whereas Ayumi's gunblades are literal gun blades. Like you can see in the design, I can kind of get there, you can kind of see in the design there are barrels attached to either side of it, either side of the blade, that do damage. She effectively has like two sawn-off shotguns attached to her swords, and I think they're meant to be revolvers. I want to say they're meant to be revolvers, but I don't know. But that's the point. They're double-barreled guns, so she's dual-wielding dual wields. That dual wield. Edgy. Anyway, but yeah, that was the point of her gunblades, and I like the design. I think it's pretty interesting that they just took that to that extreme. I don't know of any other games that do that. If you do, feel free to let me know. Anyway, let's go on to the next level. The way to the temple. Okay, I missed one object, but we did collect all the artifacts, which is the most important thing.
After centuries of tortured waiting, my power will be returned. And who helped me? A wretched
No! You proclaimed victory too soon! You ran away last time like a frightened coward. We finish this thing, here and now.
And reuse assets the battle. We're in the Dark Temple now. So basically, yeah, we're just it's just the same fight we did at the beginning of the game with the light, now with the dark. So you know what to do. Go around, destroy everything first. Get as many souls as you can, because I do not believe you can you cannot return the levels after you complete them. So any artifacts are left in that level are left in there. If you do happen to revisit that space on a repeat run through, it'll be a different set of artifacts loaded in. So do not expect to use that. Now, with regards to the dark, you have to destroy his minions first before you can do any damage to him. So keep that in mind. So for those of you guys who bother trying to piece together what's going on, basically what has happened in terms of backstory, and it's told through implications more than anything else. The orbs that are being guarded here are fragments of the light and of the dark to keep balance. The light cannot use the power of the dark, and the dark cannot use the power of the light. For those of you just tuning in, the dark is literally this giant blue lion thing that we're fighting. The light is basically the first boss we fight in the game, and he's just a giant white lion. For those of you tuning in as of right now. But yeah, the dark cannot use. Neither one can use the opposing individual's power. We never learn why it is that that their powers got separated.
what you're doing here.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't think you ever learn why their powers are separated beyond the implications of trying to keep the balance. You know, that classic light and dark fairy tale. But yeah, that's basically what's been going on, and we have brought his power back into the temple, which he can take back at any point. Whatever, at least he's trying to take back at any point. It's like he has to. I think it's one of those he has to kill you to get it back. So there you go. And once again, you might be wondering why I'm not fighting the boss. That's because you want to go around and collect all the artifacts, because once you leave level, you cannot come back. Let's see now. Here. And okay, so I think, yeah, that's gonna about do it.
You really think that I'm afraid of you?
So you have to essentially
Stop
kill.
complaining. Come over here and die.
You have to essentially kill his allies to get him to a vulnerable state,
Love happy endings.
Playing with you is all.
and then you can do damage to him. Okay, he did some damage to me, so. Oh, that's what's going on. Okay, my bad. You have to kill his allies in a certain. Oh, he killed me. Right. Okay. Go ahead and skip this. You've already seen that before. Oh, you also keep your souls from your previous life. So I'm not sure if that was intentional, but it is something you can take advantage of if you so choose. So we now have the ability to purchase lightning. Bind that to yeah, we're going to bind that to bind it to this. Lightning Rage. Now, this one's going to be a little bit to pick up on. This is the ability in the game that breaks the game in two. I'm probably not gonna waste too much time saving for that one because it can be a bit much to save up 1,350,000 points. What I am going to do is, because I know there's at least one more, because I believe there's at least one more scroll to obtain within the game to make it easier. To collect souls, and as you can see here, we're at a point in the game where we're getting more souls as we break through certain objects. Like we're up to we're getting like 1,000 things per broken object. So we're getting up there in terms of souls to use. So we won't be too long before we can afford that. And I believe we already got all the artifacts. Let's go ahead and break the statues. I'm going to be extra careful not to die. Because now that we have a few souls, do we have anything else I can grab real quick? We'll go ahead and grab the Fire Blades. We'll bind that to that. Fire Rage. Let's see, is there anything else we can get? We'll get that one. What is Fire Rage? Yeah, I can go ahead and get Fire Rage. That will replace our Earthquake skill. Almost to that one, and yeah, so now I can show this off. Might wonder what that is. Well, that is the final form of every single elemental ability. This is why I was trying to focus on one over the other in particular. You can max out the fire skill pretty fast. The ice skill is a little bit harder to max out. But basically what you have with most abilities, I won't say every single one, but most of the abilities in the game have a few progressive, what's the word I'm looking for here? A few trees to go down. I don't believe you can combine skills. I believe they overwrite. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Yeah, I believe they overwrite. I don't believe they stack. Yeah, they overwrite the other one. So you just gotta kind of pick your poison on that one.
How pathetic.
I'm forgetting how to damage this guy. I really am. Quite the damage to me. Okay, let's go ahead and knock one of these health bars back. And now I have the ability to grab this. Now we have Furious Bullets and Wild Shot. Furious Bullets is a $5 million soul ability. Similar to Furious Shooting, but bullets pierce enemies and ricochet wildly. So this is actually a pretty good ability to have. Let's see. If you press down on a D-pad, so long as you have rage, and Yumi's guns function as machine guns. This guy's gonna do some damage to me because I don't know how to actually avoid this. Oh, you have to jump. Duh. That makes a lot more sense.
What are you trying to tell me, huh?
Your resistance is in vain.
Get some health now. And then you just kind of back to the basics of
Humans place far too much value on their insignificant lives. That is why you are weak. Your resistance is in vain.
So yeah, as long as Yumi has range, her shot, she's able to basically become a machine gun. They do this. The bullets do the same amount of damage. They don't do less damage because they shoot faster. They do the exact same amount of damage. As long as you have rage, and only lasts as long as you have rage. Once you run out of rage, it returns to a regular shooting. So yeah, now we're down to this. We can pretty much damage him like usual.
Playing with you is all too easy.
You really think that I'm afraid of you?
Go ahead and take care of this. It's a very odd close-up on it, but not close-up on it for the fireball, for the fire rage or whatever. Or yeah, the essentially the Ninshin ZD giant get away from me fireball move you do, but most, if not all, abilities have this. The only one that doesn't is the lightning ability. The lightning ability does not have a area effect one. It actually has the range, which, as you read there, has a ricochet effect. Basically, when you use it, you fire off a bolt of lightning like this, but what it does is it bounces around the room, and it attacks, I believe, up to 5 enemies at once. It is spammable because it relies on rage. The only cooldown time is how much you have, how much rage you have. So, however fast it takes you to rebuild the rage needed to use it.
You really think that I'm afraid of you?
Is how long it takes to, use it. This out.
Stop complaining. Come over here and die.
Do this.
I've toyed with you long enough. Now, I will show you my true power.
Not after you keep getting zapped by lightning bolts, dude. Go ahead and get one of these. And zap, zap, zap.
Know what you're doing here.
If the US parents didn't know what you were doing here, I don't think they would care. And that's it. All done.
No!
Wake up! Wake up!
Stay away from me.
What? I've defeated the enemy and am free from the curse. It's over. I've won!
You! What have you done?
Huh?
Keep away from me! You're saying it's all over when you don't even understand what you've done. Of course you got rid of the dark power, but what do you think happened to it? Do you think it simply disappeared with the wind? No!
Listen, calm down. We'll fix it somehow.
No! It has to go somewhere! Leave me alone! You'll be damned!